viewers. I'm not sure if I suppose I can get the music set up real quick just so we have something to listen to. Let me make sure it's not playing out my speakers, otherwise you'll get some horrible feedback. No, that'll work. Hopefully you can hear it right now. Nobody's watching yet live as far as I know. From this little laptop setup, I can't actually see the viewer number. I just have enough screen space for Twitch chat and Streamlabs, so that's what I'm looking at now. It looks like music is playing. No, now it is much too loud. Yeah, that looks like a good level from my point of view. I can't actually hear anything, so please do tell me if it's not working as intended. Well, we're back here at the table with the hand cam and the laptop and the substandard stream setup, but it should be alright. I'm just checking the editor. Okay, and we have printed out before us the fire temple, which we've been working on the last hour or so. And we can see on this side, perhaps you can see, perhaps you can't. This is our gate. This is my Fitbit has come apart. I'll fix that at a later date. And we have our skull over here. And today not today, but right now our mission is to put all the lines down on this old map and get it ready for coloring, but excuse me, I'm still struggling with the Fitbit. So, have we got anyone in chat? I can't see the viewer number, I just see an empty chat room, so that's alright. I'm talking to future viewers watching the replay. Welcome, future viewers. Don't worry, everyone, Fitbits has survived. So, we have two major pens that I like to use. We have our Fineliner Sharpie, and we have our double-sided brush pen. We used our Fineliner Sharpie almost exclusively for the Ice Temple, and we used kind of the thick end of the brush pen for our Jungle Temple. So I figured let's meet somewhere in the middle for our Fire Temple with the brush pen's finer side. And since most of the work of the design is already done, this is literally just a start anywhere and keep going kind of drawing process. There's not much of a process to it really. So I'm just going to start on this side and work my way this way, I believe. And I'll talk through my thought process along the way and interact with chat if anybody shows up. And immediately I'm breaking my brush pen rule, and I'm going with the thick one because I want to get the top of our gate nice and thick so that we can get that foreshortening effect happening as we have like this higher portion of the map with a thick line, high detail, and then the lower portion of the map, a much finer line. So let's get started. You know, it's just occurred to me, am I going to actually write anything on this plaque? I think I'm going to keep it empty and allow the Dungeon Master to rule what's written upon it. Here's the plaque. Got some rocks up here, rocks that have fallen down the cliffside and come to a rest on top. So I'm actually, not yet, but soon, I'm going to twist this whole map around. Since we're so high up here and we've got some detail to play with, I'm going to put some little nooks and little points of interest in here. Since this is a rather old gate in my mind, and there's going to be little rocks and pieces of rubble falling down, leaving their mark. This is a Japanese-inspired Torii gate, just so we can have a different style of gate. We've got a very triangle, kind of almost Gothic, but not at all Gothic kind of style to our ice temple. And we've got a let me pay some thought to this area. And we've got a round gate for our jungle temple. So in thinking of this gate, I figured let's go with a square gate, but let's do something interesting with it since it's just a square. And so we made it, first of all, we made it fire giant sized so that it's going to be enormous compared to your players, and it's going to be in the Japanese Torii gate style. So I think it'll be rather interesting. And then this, we're going to do our best at transitioning from a thick line at the top to a regular line at the bottom. And that's going to get us some real nice foreshortening. I think we pulled it off well enough. I'm wary of putting my palm on top immediately, but this pen does absorb very quickly into the paper. Also wary of where I am on the stream. Oh hey Mithrils, you're still here. Thanks for tuning in again. We've done a lot of work today. I'll be interested to see how long the total streaming amount of time has been. I'm all out of coffee, but I do have a tea right now. Not much of a tea drinker usually, but I'm giving it a shot. Okay, well that's enough of the thick brush. We're going to proceed with our thin brush now with a couple of details up here. Oh boy, I've just remembered that this thin end of my brush is actually running rather low. Giving our gate a rounded look. We'll just about do it for our gate. We do need the seal. Now I imagine it's sealed really well with some masterfully done masonry, so we're not even going to complete the line there. It's even sealed at the bottom. Although we can afford to thicken this up, since that'll be casting a shadow on that. Even this we can thicken up. We can afford to get really quite inky with our big, tall, giant-sized gate. Now the interesting thing is, our previous temple maps have had very dramatic shadows, but this one, being lit mostly by the lava, is going to have no distinct shadows, so it's going to be very different in that style. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how different. Got some stones down here at the bottom, just so it doesn't seem like it's out of place. The stones surrounding the pillars kind of ground it. in the scene. Where do I want to go next? Shall we jump over here to our skull, get all the nice details out the way before my pen runs out and we have to use the fine liner? It's probably a good idea. I'm just going to take a sip of my tea. So I've got a completely different audio setup for the hand cam, completely different computer in fact. So please let me know if the microphone is too quiet or if the music's too loud, or if there's any adjustments you'd like. I'll do my best. So this is kind of a plate on the front of the helmet. It's rather fun drawing big objects like this because, as you'll see shortly, it lets us work with some very big kind of shapes. Like I usually wouldn't bother drawing this rim in here, but because this is such a big colossal helmet, it's appropriate. And then we'll have some battle damage on it too. And these here are the little rivets holding it together. And it comes down. Let me rotate this. Can't even hear any music. Oh, you know why? Maybe because I have this set to my headphones. Oh, excuse me. Can you hear anything now? I just added music as an afterthought to this stream because, oh okay, so it was just too quiet. Yeah, I hadn't set up Pretzel Rocks with this computer yet, so I've just turned it on and approximated the audio level, so hopefully this is fine, but let me know if it's too loud now. I've turned it significantly up. I do adore this pen. It's awesome fun. Another little rivulet thingy down here. This is his nasal plate, which we've decided also functions as like a sacrificial platform to cast prisoners down into the gaping fiery maw. Although it depends what kind of type of fire giant. It's kind of an odd mix we have here, because we have a very ornate, respectful Torii gate, and then we have a human sacrifice pit. Maybe these things were built at different times by different people. Nice audio, that's good. That's good. Yeah, like maybe the ancient fire giants built the big gate, but that was eons ago, and now just recently this face has emerged from the surface and some other kind of more barbaric race has set up this human sacrifice kind of thing. Or of course perhaps this isn't a human sacrifice pit at all, but it just so happens to be looking over this death pit. We'll see. We'll see. We're still drawing our details in. I like the way this platform looks. I'm actually really enjoying this tea. Let's make this a tea drinking stream. This door, I think we're going to keep it deliberately simple and just smooth stone. So I'm going to put some tiny little kind of textural shorthand in there with these dots, just to make it look like something other than glass, something with texture on it without going mad with texture. very controlled. I wonder if this Tory gauge should probably be longer this way. Maybe I can edit that later. Okay, let's jump in here. I'm going to orientate this way. I hope my the shadow of my head isn't too distracting. This is the best lighting setup I can pull off right now. We're going to draw in some real rough teeth. So what number did the spiky teeth come out? It's 1, 2, and the third one is the spiky tooth. Okay. The spiky tooth. The canine tooth. I'm not that ignorant. So these are our little canines. They're not mad. I guess we'll have like a row of molars. Go in here. I don't want too many. They're kind of going to get lost amongst the rocks here. So let's move on. These bottom teeth, they're pretty much all squared off, aren't they? Oh, there's canines down there too. Yeah, as you can tell, I haven't drawn a lot of faces or teeth before. So I'm pretty much just feeling it out. Please excuse me as I mute my phone. I don't get copyright struck for that. There's also a Snorlax. I'm gonna catch that. Excuse me. What kind of stream is this? We go from D&D to drawing to Pokemon Go. To Lion King sing-alongs. This is my usual style of working, is alternating between drawing and Pokemon Go. So just letting you into the the real thing, the real peek behind the curtains. These teeth don't have a whole lot of meaningful shape behind them. We kind of made more of an effort with the top teeth, but these ones we could afford to make them more square. So this skull, I've got a blue pencil here which I can use for drafting and kind of theorizing shapes. This skull needs a bit more angle to it, a bit more structure, I mean. So we're going to put a line in there, and I think like a little chin, a little bit of definition around his chin will fix that up. There's our teeth. The little Streamlabs preview is a great little thumbnail for me to work off. So that's what I'm looking at when I look over here. And this, I think we're going to transition from rock to mouth. Some of these kind of raised stones. It's getting this skin flap around the edge of the mouth in the form of stone. I don't have enough faith in myself to get that right, so we're going to stick with teeth and transition to some stacked stones. And actually in his mouth we're having the same kind of sinkhole pit with rows and rows of circles disappearing down into the depths. Where this guy's probably going to be filled with lava rather than just darkness. And he's not going to have any tongue to speak of. He's just got a hole for a mouth. I suppose only his skeleton remains, and all the flesh, like the tongue, was burned away. But it's just flesh down there, isn't it? So I don't know, the rock and stuff. And this will be the fiery surface, so I'm kind of giving it some energy to it. And I'm not adding any pen detail to our lava. That's going to be strictly in the color, which we'll do tomorrow morning. So that's a little bit too much energy. That kind of looks like frothy water. So we need to dial that back a bit. We want some kind of boiling, angry lava. What is that noise? There's like a vague alarm in the far background. I'm not even sure if I should have a line edge to these, or if we should just transition from the color of the lava to the color of the stone. Maybe we can have a line, but make it like a bright red line. That would be interesting. I feel like he's got some stony gums here. Stony gums. Excuse me, apparently the phone didn't mute itself. And the other decision we made was his eyeballs are filled with lava, and he's having a big cry, and lava's spewing out to form this big lake. So I have to figure out how exactly that's going to operate. I think like this. Yeah, that works well. And this will be bone. Now, the last time I drew a skull, I went a little overboard with lines and detail on it, I think. So this one's going to be a little more controlled. That said, there's going to be a line there. These lines I'll probably get rid of later, since they'll be well lit by the lava, the proximity of the lava. And they won't have much kind of shading, hatching mixed in. Does that make sense? Yeah, we're getting there. Now I guess there's a brow line. Is that going to be completely hidden by our helmet? So I need to figure out where this helmet rests. The helmet I guess it does rather closely follow the edge of the eye, because the point of a helmet is to protect all this. So you just want little holes for the eyeballs so you can see, otherwise the rest will be pretty much covered. So this helmet is going to come along this line and then disappear kind of along that kind of line. I think that would also kind of fill in, so I'm going to do a little edit here. This little X is a note for myself later in Photoshop to make an edit there. And I think this whole line here is going to be for a helmet. It's going to come around here. And disappear down here. And that's going to be really aglow with lava, so that'll be interesting. Now, I need to pull up another reference image for skull, because I'm pretty sure there's a shape in here, kind of to the side of the nose. I should mention I'm rather limited on time this stream. I have to take off in 40 minutes, so we've got a good 40 minutes to go. Okay, so that's interesting. So there's like a triangle in there. Yeah, like here. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a nice shape. And then these teeth, there's kind of a line here. So yeah. Okay, this is going to be an interesting shape. I'm just going to hint at it since it's not super. What is this called? A jowl? Like, I imagine this isn't strictly a skull, but it's kind of like his face has been burnt and fused into stone. Rather gruesome, isn't it? But yeah, really, we get to play fast and loose with skeleton anatomy, especially with the eye sockets. These eye sockets, the only shape I've given them is the shape of an agonized face. I'm not actually copying any anatomically correct eye sockets. Like a ridge going up here to the nose too. Okay, yeah, we've pretty much got all the detail we want in that skull, because too much and we're gonna start getting confusing and also confuse the grid. We want surfaces that are traversable to be rather simple so that the grid is highly visible. And if we want texture and stuff, we can put that into color. So our skull is pretty good. I'm going to get the cheekbone correct. So that's kind of up here and it kind of wraps around here. That means we can sink some stones in here. And this will be like a body of stone. Okay. This is a stone. Thanks, Okami Goddess. I'm glad you think so. Just like the ice temple. It looks good now. The trick will be just not to screw it up before the end. So I've got some angry magma, so I'm going to put little bits here where it's kind of escaping, where it's bubbling up. I feel, especially if this volcano is powered by the fury of this dead god, the lava surrounding his face is going to be the most fierce of all. And in fact, maybe we'll get a nice hot gradient radiating out from his face, so it'll be kind of a red lava out here, creeping up to a raging hot yellow, like bordering the face, with like the hottest area of all being in here, maybe like white hot. We'll see what we can figure out. Yeah, that's an awesome little plot seed, lore seed. Not sure what to call it, but I like it a lot. Yeah, it's kind of the headcanon I have now. I don't figure out specifics for my maps usually. I pretty much draw something that's cool to me, and then I'll handball it off to my brother, and he'll come up with like a cool little story to attach to it. So I might give him that little seed and see what he does with it. So these islands are going to have like a vague edge, but the lava's like lapping up over them. So plus I'll kind of scatter a bunch of cracks through them, so that if you're the sort of DM that wants to give your party a hard time, you can say that they crumble after somebody spins around on them, or something like that. Now this here is one such little formation of land slash obsidian or whatever surrounding the skull. And our skull's pretty much done. I have to do this headband. Let me pre-plan this line so that it's symmetrical enough. Nothing around there, with the top band there, this one around there. This is going to be a fun one to color, that's for sure. It'll be difficult bringing out the same level of detail that we have in the last two, because much of their intricacy was in their light and shadow. This one's not going to have a harsh shadow falling across it because it's going to be lit from kind of bottom up from the lava. But I think if we get that gradient idea, that'll be a good alternative. Yeah, I'm going to color it tomorrow. I'm definitely not going to have time today, but tomorrow will be good. So we should actually have some bone coming out down there. And at the top of our band, and it's going to have kind of just the hint, like his helmet up here is going to be transitioning into the rock, kind of like it's rising up out of the rock, and the rock's kind of breaking apart so that it can squeeze out. I think we've accomplished that look well enough around this side. We just need to keep it going. Okay. This little one will do a lot of good. Okay, so I'm going to plan out these rocky shapes, like there, sure why the fire giants didn't clean up these rocks. Well, I guess we've kind of decided that this guy rose out of the lava after this Torii gate was built, so maybe the fire giants weren't involved with the entirety of the design. Now with that, we can get these shapes in. Sorry you can't see what I'm working on right now, but it has to be necessarily this color so that I can remove it later in Photoshop. The words aren't coming easily today, I tell you what. Hey, Esme and Sam. Oh, good luck to you, Kamigodas. That does sound like some exhausting stuff. I guess a question we must ask ourselves is, has his helmet turned to stone or is it metallic? And I guess if it's metallic, then somebody would have come along to salvage it already, so I guess it's turned to stone. Let's give him like one of these scratches where somebody's just about taking his nose off, but his helmet saved him. 2 AM squad. Thanks guys for tuning in despite the time. It is 5 PM here, but I have to take off at 5:30, so we're going to push on and see if we can finish this up. These islands are going to be rather simple. So pretty much, I think it can be done. If I talk less and draw more. We'll get started. So this is where the stones raising up around his helmet, where he's breaking free. His eternal scream. I'm just kind of transition this into smaller and smaller stones. Oh, the sun's going down. I'm glad I'm in someone's target area because there aren't a great many Australians like me who are interested in D&D. Not at all compared to the States anyway. Getting dangerously close to too much detail with these rocks. I feel like the grid is going to get a bit lost in here, so we'll take it a little easier. We do want the effect of having a high amount of detail here in the focal point and less detail out here, so it's kind of justified. Here we're transitioning out to low detail. My pen's also transitioning out to running out of ink, so I may have to switch to the fineliner, which wouldn't be a train smash because we got the important stuff down, the focal point down with our fancy brush pen. And this is just like a wrinkle in the earth where his pushing up is creating some disturbance. I should probably monkey with the exposure on the camera so that these blue lines are invisible to you all, and it kind of looks like I'm just drawing all this from my imagination rather than pre-planned shapes. That'd be really impressive, I think. Okay, and this here will be like a... In fact, I guess we have to decide now. Has this guy pressed up and broken through this pathway, or was this pathway constructed after he broke through? I think I'm going to go with the first one, and his pressing up is kind of parting the pathway here and like cracking it along there. And then we can kind of shatter this area. Yeah, I quite like that. Let's go with that. See if I can pull it off the way I imagine it. That alarm is still going off. I have no idea what that is. It's not quite as thick as I intended it to be, but it still looks alright. It serves its purpose. And this is the same kind of smooth stone, probably magically created, like the ice temple, as our gate. Because everything's magically created in this universe. Yeah, no, we spent the last hour or two, I didn't check, drawing these faint blue lines, which you can see here in Photoshop, and then I printed it out, and now I'm just drawing the detail over the top. Actually, you see these big thick lines we have up here? I'm going to mix in some big thick lines down here, just so that the attention can be shared between the gate and the skull, because these big thick lines are going to attract attention because they're so bold. Pretty much this rim here, just sparingly done. Yeah, I think that'll pretty much do the trick. Maybe around his eye sockets too. Like the important features. So this nasal ridge, maybe. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Put the big brush away, Ross. That's it. And this this is his helmet showing through here, so I'm gonna suggest the shape of kind of the ridge, like the spine of the helmet, I guess. Okay, so that's kind of a rounded shape. Most of his head and helmet are still beneath the earth. Hey Zenithar, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the thick lines are nice, but I do mean to use them more sparingly. Basically just for areas of focus or important areas for gameplay, such as large elevation changes. So for the rest of the map, maybe we'll use some up here in the top of the cliff, which is off screen, up here. But otherwise, all of this surface is going to be thin lines, which we're going to block in rather quickly because they don't require a lot of thought. They're pretty much planned, and I have to take off in T-minus 20 minutes. So I'd love to get this finished first. But I'm not going to rush things. This pen the name is written in Japanese, so I can't tell you right now, Zenithar, sorry. But if you find one of my recent YouTube videos, you'll be able to see in the description, I have a link to the Amazon page where I bought it. Okay, interesting around there. Copic multiliner. I'm probably not the right person to ask. I've never used a Copic multiliner, but I suppose it sounds to me like another double-sided pen, and I do enjoy the double-sided pens for what it's worth. A really strange line. I'm actually a little bit concerned. Just a little bit. Luckily there's next to no natural disasters in this part of the world. Just roughing up the edge of the platform, but most of this is going to be just pure grid. So, yeah, stream, I like the kind of lump look we've got happening here. Like the goal was to make it look like he's pushing the entire surface up as he's breaking free. So we're getting that happening nicely. jump into these little islands down here, happy little lava islands, pretty much following these shapes to a T because I got them right the first time, and breaking them up a tad. Little islands in the lava. So we pre-planned these in Photoshop so that I could make them line up with the grid. So it would be very easy to tell this is a grid square, this is a grid square, etc., etc. These kind of cracked stony surfaces are simple enough. I can pretty much just do them automatically now, so not much harm in rushing them. They look like they're supposed to look. Basically I'm just adding enough cracks to justify a DM saying if you run across this, it's going to crumble behind you, if you want to utilize that in your game. And then this rather large island here will be kind of the staging area for when you start this whole encounter. You just plonk all your player tokens down here and say, have at it guys, good luck. So I guess it makes sense that this one's a little more solid, since you want to give your players sometimes a little safe area before they jump into the harrowing, deadly area. Just scatter some stones for interest's sake. Twist this around. I'm probably going to have to finish off our upper cliff area off stream, since I'm running real short on time. But we got the hard part done on stream, the real feature area. So the cliff area is a little bit routine. I'm sure you won't mind if I get that finished off stream. I don't want to restart the stream just for 5 minutes more work. So that's why I say so. You have tiny little chunks too, kind of floating freely. moving our way around the lava body. Just about finished with our little islands. And running lower and lower as we go on ink. And the scary part is I haven't even placed an order yet for a new pen. So, somebody remind me next stream to do that, because I guarantee I'll forget between now and getting home. Okay, we've got a total of 3 islands to go. And then, you know what, I've still got 10 minutes, so I'm kind of stressing out for no reason so far. Have a calming sip of tea, Ross. I'm looking forward to this break. I've been drawing basically since I woke up this morning, so I can kind of feel pressure on my frontal lobe from straining my eyes all day, so it's a well-deserved break, I hope. The plus side to drawing for so long at one time is you only have to warm up once, and then you can just keep working in like a state of flow until everything's done. But not my usual working style. Everything's been crunched into the end of the month for me this month, but next month I'm going to spread it out much more. I just have to, it's just the fault of the tokens that I made this month. Oh, this one's got a little love heart hidden in it. There's a little Easter egg for you. I'm going to keep that there. Yeah, so this lava is purposely large enough that the players have to jump over here instead and risk being knocked into even more lava. But this lava has no way out, so good luck, players. Okay, well, with the last, you know what, I've got closer to 20 minutes, so let's take a chill pill and finish off this clip. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'll start with the bottom of the cliff with the fine highlighter, with the fine end of the marker, and then I'll do the top with the thick end and deliberately transition it to thin as we hit the bottom. And then we'll get, maybe you can see with the gauge already, just with the lines alone we can demonstrate so much depth. Yeah. It can be done. And then I need to send that ice temple off to my brother so he can write something fun for it. Here's some large rocks at the bottom. Rocks, or perhaps they're like creatures laying in wait for some kind of human-shaped snack. Can't see the number of views right now, but I hope it's 8, so that's a good number. The irony is these hand cam streams just take so much longer to start up, and yet for whatever reason I never get many viewers on them. So perhaps the replays are popular. Arigato ne. I don't want want a hard delivered line for the bottom of this cliff, so mostly I'm just using a mixture of rocks and some dashes. Now we're gonna, we got time. I'm gonna jump in with Mr. Thick Pen, and I much prefer drawing these lines pulling towards me, but this isn't really a good position for the canvas. And if I do this, can you still see what I'm working on? I guess it's fine. So this may not work the way I imagined, but we'll do our best. Even the worst I'll do will be good enough. I'll just get started. Although I've seen something down here I want to do. Excuse me. Okay. No time to fuss over things down there, Ross. You see that's too quick. That's not what I intended. But it's still alright. I quite like these shapes we planned out, so I'm just following them. I'm putting some big distinct glowing cracks in this mountain. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense if there's lava right behind this cliff. Like, what's A, what's holding it together, and B, why isn't the lava seeping out? But it's a cool aesthetic, so maybe it's magical lava. You know, these are problems for the DM to figure out. I'm just the artist. Underdark field, you can definitely set this in the Underdark, yeah. Since the only lighting on this will be the lava, it can be inside or outside, 1,000 fathoms beneath the earth if need be, and it's still gonna be believable. Succeeding with that line style that I want to possibly. I'll do the major lines like this, and then I'll come back and add some detail with the line. This end of the pen is rather brutish. There's a lot of body to these lines. Okay, that's the gist of it. Now, with the remaining time, yeah, lava's like glue. Right, it's glue lava. And the fire giants have found a special way to use lava as glue. So with this, we're just going to add some more rocky shapes, and you can probably see that this end of the pen is not faring well. It's just about retired. just suggest some triangular shapes. That's my famous line from my how to draw rocks tutorial, is just draw triangle stuffs. And this line I'll probably do away with in Photoshop since it annoys me, its shape. This is a big crack, big dangerous, threatening to fall apart crack. And all in here will be like a dangerous glow, threatening to escape and consume us all, like a floodgate, like a dam collapsing. I'm going to be careful of turning that upside down because I can lose all sense of perspective and make silly mistakes. Okay, well, we're pretty much finished here. I'll keep from adding too much detail up here. It's just this shape bothers me, so I'm going to remedy it somehow. But I think that may happen tomorrow as we load it into Photoshop. So let me twist this. I know the perspective's a bit off in this view, this orientation, landscape, but at least you can see the whole thing. Do I have any thoughts about it immediately? I'm very happy with the effect we have around the helmet and the face. We wanted that effect where it looks like it's breaking free from stone, and these little raised rubbly bits kind of do a good job, I think. I've left enough blank areas so that the grid isn't confused too much. I think maybe the perspective on the mouth doesn't make too much sense, because we're looking this way at the gate but we're looking this way at the mouth. But I guess if we have like a drone cam, that's kind of correct. In any case, that's something we can potentially fix in Photoshop. See what I feel like tomorrow. Like, the real opinions will surface when I take a break from staring at this and I look at it after several hours. So I'll let you know what I think about it when I start up the next stream. But yeah, fresh eyes, like S-Man Sam says. So that's going to be it for today, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and keeping me company and giving me all sorts of cool ideas. We're going to be back tomorrow to color this map in on the old computer, and I think it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be lots of fiery reds and obsidian blacks, and yeah, I hope you've been thoroughly chilled out, enjoyed it, and perhaps even learnt a thing or two if that's what you're here for. But I'm just going to add 3 more little floating bits of debris here, and then I'm going to end the stream. So if you did enjoy yourself, please hit the follow button and you'll be notified next time I start a stream. And yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for the interaction. I really had a good time today, and I'll be back to do it all again tomorrow. Okay, thank you, and see you next time. There's the webcam, there it is. Bye bye.